acting our age. There's people here that I just met, but we're acting like we go back. It's 3 a.m., we ain't done yet, trying our best to make it last. Freedom running through us like an open. We're too high on being young and there's still to raise. We've got the rest of our lives for the rest of our lives, and the rest of tonight for whatever feels right. We're doing it our way, just acting our age. One day we'll look back just shaking our heads, but right now we're too fast to slow down just yet. We're doing it our way.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. In this divisional matchup, we have the first QB taken in each of their draft classes, the 2012 and 2014 classes, respectively. It's Andrew Luck going up against Blake Bortles. With that, we'll send it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. They've got the call in this Week 5 matchup.
Well, Larry, with a sight of fans splashing in pools behind the end zone, we can only be in one place. That's Everbank Field in Jacksonville, Florida. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Indianapolis Colts and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Tevin Coleman. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
To throw on 2nd down is Locke. Left side caught by Diggs. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. On 1st down, Locke completes it to Moncrief left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route, the drag, and being able to run away from defense with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Coleman now, and he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
And when you're trying to set up a counter play, that's what a lot of people call an influence play. You're really hoping those defensive linemen are really agile that day. If they stayed out late the night before the game and they're not moving as fast, it's a lousy call, because that means they're just going to sit in the hole that you hope to create just by the movement of your offensive line.
And there they got the ball to the outer third of the field, but tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, things get stacked up in there if they don't move as well as you want them to, and probably just trying to escape and couldn't get away.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give them 11 on the gain there. And it's good enough for an Indianapolis 1st down. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And a lot of the weight of this offense falls on the shoulders of the running back.
That's because the offense knows if they give him any openings, any opportunities, he can turn it into a big play at any time.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal. And now the offense operates in the red zone. And the offense inside the 5 here at the 4. It's first and goal. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Tevin Coleman, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Colts take it right down and score on the opening drive. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They'll run it now out of the gun. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down. And now a look at the defense for the Colts.
Jonathan Cyprien didn't have a big name coming into the league, but people know who he is now. A very fast center fielder of a safety.
So 2nd and 10 here.
Watch right, watch right. Watch right, watch right. Go, ace.
And they're going to go soft on the corners. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. Alec Ogletree in on the stop.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Sliding out of the pocket. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
And here's a very low line dropped on it. And this kick will be touchdown as they spot it inside the 45-yard line. And the Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. And we take you through the starting defense for Jacksonville.
Malik Jackson is very steady and awfully productive.
Here's Luck now on 2nd down. It's complete to Diggs. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Stephon Diggs, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Colts strike quickly here for 6 points. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Now Bortles firing quickly here, and that's complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is that now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have...
Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. And the Colts coming out now. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Back to throw. Love. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Luck on first down. And Diggs has it. And he'll go down at the 28. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out.
Now a hit and lock. Lost the football. It's out.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball. We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
They're going to go for it here on 4th. Luck in the offense is going to stay out there. Here we go on 4th. Luck. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. 14 yards there on the pickup, and they're able to move the chains as they convert on 4th and long. Red zone opportunity.
Well, the field goal attempt was well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence, it looks like.
Yeah, but I bet the defense is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rub their nose in it. Coleman. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Tevin Coleman with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Colts are able to grow their lead.
Well, Brandon, if we go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator, he showed us his script. Didn't show us everything now. He said, here's the script for the game. I think everything's going according to plan in a big way. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's about as good. That is as good as you can do, I guess. So, well done.
Yeah, well done indeed. Tremendous execution.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Well, this is taken in. It's a gain of 32 that time. Well, last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's in
touchdown, Jaguars. Alshon Jeffrey with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Jaguars get a score closer. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
This one taken just inside the 10. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. Back here with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. We've had the kickoff to begin the first quarter. Now it's time for the second quarter kickoff as they'll take over with the ball 1st and 10. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
From the gun, here's Luck. Being chased out left. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Call it a gain of 5. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
To throw on 2nd down is Luck. And he will find his man on the outside. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Here's Luck now on 2nd down. He's got time in the pocket. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
And this is going to be incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver, and it brings up 4th down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he sensed being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. They snap it to Luck. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. And now out come the Jags. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here.
Now, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They isolate Jeffrey to the left side. Bortles. Flushed out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Alec Ogletree able to get in there and take him down for a loss of 3. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
12 yards is the pickup there, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it, or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Bortles will try again on 2nd down. He's got time. Now he's flushed out right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not.
Partner, I know the ball security's preached like crazy, but every now and then you've got to know when to get rid of the football and save a little bit of yardage if you're a quarterback.
Because now if you're the offensive coordinator, what does it do if it was 3rd and 10 versus 3rd and much longer as it is now?
Yeah, it changes everything in terms of play calling and the pressure you might expect to face on the very next down. Had to throw the ball away and save the yardage. He didn't get it done.
They give him yards on the 3rd down conversion. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Denard Robinson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars have cut it back within a score. And this time he gets it to go as it is up and good. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. And 15 yards there on the catch and run. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So you got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Still staying on his feet. Are you serious? And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Tevin Coleman on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Colts strike quickly here for 6 points. On for the extra point is Folk. And the lead is up to 14. Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick. This one taken just inside the 10. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. A minute 57 to go in this first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. They isolate Jeffrey to the left side. On first down, Bortles. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Bortles again here on 2nd and 10. Jeffrey reels it in over the middle. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. 3rd down, the Colts beefing up the secondary. 6 defensive backs in the game. To throw, it's Bortles. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And you, as a former defender, should know that the referees are watching this closely. Defensive holding.
They watch it awfully closely. I sure wish they'd let it be 5.5 yards like they do for the offensive guys. But in this case, they were strict with the rule.
On 1st and 10, here's Bortles. Steps away to his left. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Well, the defensive guys won't be real happy because there won't be a sack on this play because he did get back to the line of scrimmage. But what a job they did overall. Hemmed him in and gave him nowhere to go with the football.
Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. It's brought in by Jeffrey. And he's brought down. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Throwing on 1st down is Bortles. He's going to wind up and air it out. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. And on 2nd and 10 now. They'll come out in the pistol. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Bortles finding time. Now he's hit, and Bortles fumble. It's loose. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well.
Now, I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline?
He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On 2nd down, here's Locke. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
Well, partner, I guess that answers the question about whether they're going to sit on it or not.
It does. Now we'll see if they try that again.
Yeah, I think what we find on plays like that, when you take that shot, if you're unsuccessful, then you go way more conservative to finish the half, you know? I think that's the way they'll go.
And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. Taking on the midfield logo. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And possession will change here with very little time remaining until halftime. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And with great field position here, chance for some points before the break.
That's prime real estate. Just have to decide how they want to try and take their shot to try and put those points on the board.
They go back to the air here after the INT. Surveying the field. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. So on is Jason Myers. He's hit from as long as 58 in his career. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So we come to halftime here with the visiting Colts taking the lead to the locker room as we send you downstate to Orlando to check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. This one taken from the 7. Out come the Jaguars now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But this you're going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And he's brought down. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. They'll run it now out of the gun. And some room to work. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. And they're going to speed things up here. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
And while there is no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting...
And he coughed it up. Oh, he's got a little daylight.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. Almost like, it's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Alshon Jeffrey, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Jaguars are back within a score. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Bortles is going to throw for it. And unable to connect. They don't get the two-point conversion here. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Back to the air. Luck on second down. Completes it to Moncrief left side. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on third down. Here's Coleman on the toss. And he is going to lose yardage here. He loses 5 full yards to bring up 4.
I have to admit to a little bit of surprise on that play call. Short yardage and they try to go wide. They got spilled for their efforts.
Pulled in at the 24. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
And the offense moving quickly to the line. Shift together here from the D-line. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he is going to lose yardage here. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8.
Well, now play the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
And it is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position. And a great spot to start this drive from here. On 1st and 10, Luck. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. He was looking for Dante Moncrief that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Here's Luck. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. So incomplete on second down. Now they'll look to convert here on third. Throwing on third down, Luck. And he's able to find Diggs. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. To throw on second down is Locke. On the screen, this is Coleman. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's third down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
From the gun on third down, Locke. And he's got Moncrief. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. So he makes the grab and the chains move forward.
Nice job by the offensive line giving them time to complete that first down pass.
It's Coleman here. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Did your high school have that saying, push them back cheer?
I was a kicker.
Well, it certainly worked. Didn't matter if we were kickers or not. That one worked, didn't it? They pushed him back at his last snap of the ball, and boy, they created a nice play for themselves. Would they lose 3?
And he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Andrew Luck with his 13th touchdown of the year and second of the game. And the Colts add on to their lead. And this one gives his guys a 12-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick. This one taken from the 7. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. A gain of 3, second down. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebacker.
He's got a man, complete. And he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year and the Davises and the Gaudens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like. Like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. They fake the handoff. Now Bortles. And Jeffrey's got it. He gets 7 out of it, and he also gets a first. Back now in Jacksonville. It's Jaguar football, but a little work to do for them. They trail here as we start the 4th. On 1st and 10, here's Bortles. And that's going to be incomplete. Stevie Johnson was the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Whenever they're trying to attack a zone defense, you're trying to figure out where your gaps are going to be. And depending on what type of zone they're playing, it could be on the outside, it could be in the middle, it could be in the seams, in the edges. In this case, they tried to attack the middle of the field, but this zone defense didn't allow it because they were able to see the ball come off the quarterback's hands, and everyone was able to react to the football and knock it away.
They'll give him 8 on the play, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Now Bortles got to have this one. He's got time in the pocket. And he's got his man in stride, complete. That'll be a gain of 15 yards. And on 4th and long, somehow they're able to keep the drive going. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars have cut it back within a score. Point now coming from Myers. And this is back to a 5-point game. A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff. It's a short kick taken near the 18. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Stephon Diggs with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Colts are able to grow their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Now after the touchdown, here's Pat McAfee to kick. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent. But you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
1 receiver left, 3 to the right. Bortles again here on 2nd and 10. He's got time. Escaping the pressure right. Room here to run. And he's going to be out of bounds at the 39. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Obviously, a big play was needed. And you can see his eyes light up as he realized there's absolutely no one in front of him. And he takes off and goes a long way. Not only does he pick up a 1st down, but a big gain to boot.
Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Here's Bortles to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. And now they're in the hurry-up.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Second down here after the incomplete pass. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Back to the air on second down. It's Bortles. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. And in a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Nothing on that one. It'll be second down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
Black 15, there you go now. Green 90, green 90, slow.
Again, they'll throw with Bortles. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a first and goal. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300...
Now he's hit, and Bortles fumbled. It's loose. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And last time, the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. They will run again with Coleman. And some space here. And he gets this one up just shy of the 35 to the 34. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Here's Coleman. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll make it third down.
Oftentimes when a guy has a game like this, he's going to take his offensive line out to dinner afterwards. But after a play like that, he may tell them, instead of getting the steaks, guys, we might have to go for the hot dogs.
Throwing on third down, Luck. The left side caught by Diggs. And the athleticism on the spin move allows him to pick up the first before he's brought down. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
This is Coleman, and no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. Devon House in there to make the stop. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Raheem Moore, the safety, takes him down. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun on third down, Luck. flush to his right. He may try and run for this. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
How about that scramble by Andrew Luck? Sometimes we forget just how big, strong, and yes, fast Andrew Luck is. When he came out of college at the Combine, shocked everyone, ran a sub-4.840.
And he grew up a big soccer guy over in Europe, so he knows how to use his feet.
That he does, and I think it has helped his legs along the way as well.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be. But we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. To throw is Luck. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. A great read, and it's picked off. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time. Fumbling down near the goal line. Now, how does that affect their psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure, because to be that close and come away with no points is really disappointing.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Jonathan Cyprien. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is then they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
They'll give it to him. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Colts, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they will head home next week to take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from Jacksonville.
How do we fall in love? Harder than a bullet could hit ya.